This is News Hour live on GBC News. My name is Sani Abdurrahman. We start this hour from the Savannah region where the Ghana Health Service has confirmed cases of yellow fever disease in the Savannah region. According to the GHS, the since claimed the lives of 8 people. Now, while urging the public to get vaccinated against the disease, the service is asking all persons from the affected region with symptoms of fever, general weakness, headache, nausea, and vomiting to immediately report to the nearest facility. The outbreak comes at a time when Ghana is battling to manage the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Now, joining us for more on this latest development is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Bakwe. Doc, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Doc, tell us the extent of the problem we are dealing with.
Thank you very much. So, as we knew that at that time there was a case, we actually sent a team and identify cases who may be on admission, or that may be the community which may not be able to identify. So as I see between the admission cases and then for the numbers we know there are about 8 people currently on admission now.
Doc, you're confirming that 8 people have lost their lives as a result of the situation?
Yes, and there are 8 more people on admission.
Okay, so will you say the situation is under control now?
So I would say that we are what we are doing as a team. So the team is going around the blood community to be sure that we have a social picture and then to help us the intervention. The main intervention vaccination, because we are working to the floor of the outbreak and then we will not apply the vaccination.
Reposition yourself a little. We are finding it difficult hearing you.
Hello?
It's better now. And if you can, yes, if you can turn off the volume of your set also, we are getting some feedback.
I don't have any. I'm going to my phone.
It's better now. Go ahead.
Yes, what I'm saying is that for us, we have 8 then, and then there are 8 persons on admission. But there's a team going around trying to look at the record in the various health facilities, and then also in the various communities to see whether there are other cases that we have met. So that's what we are doing. And if we're able to get it all right in terms of the numbers and hamlets involved, it will now inform our vaccination society. So that's what we're doing now about the vaccination. That will be very natural.
Deploy more vaccines, and if we have done so already, what is the level of acceptance from the affected region to help combat this situation?
No, what I'm saying is we are yet to deploy the vaccine. But Ghana is an endemic country. So we've had vaccinating campaign over the period. What is left? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
What is left is that we are this person, normally the normal, who are not vaccinated. So they are prone to be infected. So as we go around, we try to identify persons who are not vaccinated and they will form part of that we grant on it.
Doc, this almost seems like a double or twin crisis the Ghana Health Service is dealing with: COVID-19 and the yellow fever outbreak. How challenging is the situation from your end?
Thank you very much. So we have teams that we call the rapid response team that have been working over the past year. This particular situation, we will say, is more of a localized outbreak. So if you're able to identify all the hamlets, and then we're able to do the vaccination, and then they should be under control. So what is most important is being able to identify all the hamlets, and then we will do the vaccination. But let me say that we, as a service, we want to tie this in with the pandemic. Is like, we want to say that now that we have a number of COVID vaccines in the country, we want Ghanaians to partake in the exercise so that they are immune against getting a COVID infection.
For your time this afternoon, Dr. Eric Asidu-Bekwai is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service and has been sharing the very latest on the yellow fever outbreak in the country. In fact, they have urged people with symptoms of the disease to report to the nearest health facility so that they can be treated early enough to break the chain of spread. In the Shanti region, the Asantehene Otumfuo Society has appealed to private and public financial institutions to donate to the Otumfuo Education Fund to ensure that the objective of the foundation is achieved. He has also commended institutions that have continued to donate to improving the lives of beneficiaries, particularly in the and health sectors of the country. The Asantehene made the appeal at a deba to mark Akweside at the Mensha Palace.
Akweside is a very important traditional and cultural calendar of the Akans, particularly Santis. It is celebrated once in every 40 days. The day is set aside for chiefs to visit the storehouse and pour libation as well as other rituals, both in private and public. Some chiefs also celebrated by sitting in state to be paid homage to by subjects. However, COVID-19 restrictions have compelled the Menchia, the seat of the Asantehene, to celebrate the occasion indoors to restrict huge attendance both within and outside. The latest Akweside celebration was unique because several financial institutions donated to Otumfuo Osei-Tutu Foundation, established to promote education and healthcare in Asante-Man. Notably among them were ZPay, a Ghanaian-owned licensed mobile money company, Millennium Excellence Foundation, and Global Endowment Fund.
A Ghana company, a young Kasano, Yaba, Intine, Yabana Nanchea, Yabase, Yahobe, Nana.
Taking her turn to donate to the foundation, the general manager of ZPay company, Dede Efriye Kwashi, said the company has been in existence for the past 7 years and has provided over 10,000 direct and indirect jobs for the youth.
We pride ourselves in the fact that we are a digital termination company who has been terminating or paying remittances or monies from overseas directly into our friends, our sisters' mobile money wallets right here in Ghana.
Still in the Shanti region, the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, has developed software applications meant to address pertinent challenges undermining agricultural production in Ghana. Now, two of these applications are the CSIR Agri, which establishes a direct linkage between crop farmers and researchers, while the CSIR Equafor creates a platform for farmers to market their produce to prospective. The Director of the Institute for Scientific and Technological Information of the CSIR, Dr. Seth Mantiao, made this known to stakeholders at a meeting of the Research Extension Linkages Committee at Fomesa in the Ashanti region.
The meeting was organized by the Ashanti Region's Research Extension and Linkages Committee, RELC, at the Crops Research Institute at Fomesa near Ejiso. It was to bring all the stakeholders in the agricultural value chain to evaluate agriculture production in the region in the past year. Their focus was on implementation and challenges, success and the future of the modernization of agriculture in Ghana, MAG program. The MAG program is a Canadian government-funded initiative that supports the Ministry of Food and Agriculture with logistics and cash, and also to enhance the relationship among players in the value chain from research through extension services. Given an overview of agriculture production in the region last year, the Ashanti Regional Agri Officer, Mr. Gregory Oseibonsu, spoke about acute shortage of veterinary experts and inadequate agriculture extension agents. He also entreated farmers to accept that the fall armyworms have come to stay and should therefore be prepared to bear the entire cost of controlling the pest in the near future. The Ashanti Regional Director of Agriculture, Reverend John Mainu, appealed to government to sustain the gains made through the MAG program, which ends next year.
Fortunately for us, government has talked about Ghana Beyond 8, and we know agriculture is going to be part of the Ghana Beyond 8 support, so that the gains that we have chopped now will be sustained and even move ahead to another level.
Two of the farmers, Madam Olivia Ejewa of Antiachimagogo, and a physically challenged farmer, Mr. Enesque Kuriafe, gave testimony about how the MAG program has improved their economic well-being. The director for the Institute of Scientific and Technological Information of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Seth Mantiao, disclosed that his outfit has 4 software applications, 2 of which are directly to close the gap between researchers and farmers for improved crops production and marketing.
One of the difficulties farmers face is that when they produce, getting market has been a big challenge. So what we have done is that we have created a platform where if you have something to market, you upload, you take a picture, you upload onto the platform, you provide your contact, then people go onto the platform, then they will contact you, go into negotiation and work out, arrangement towards buying.
Clarence has gone to the government to inject some life into the National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS to enable it to continue to deliver on its mandate of attaining universal health coverage in Ghana. The call was made when about 360 health service administrators across the country met in Kumasi at the 44th Annual General Conference of the Association of Health Service Administrators of Ghana.
In Ghana, health service administrators have always remained the lifeline of the country's health facilities, ensuring that basic health services are provided for the people and in a timely manner. To ensure that they remain relevant in the achievement of their aims, the National Executive Council of the Association of Health Service Administrators of Ghana organizes annual professional development programs which run concurrently with its annual conferences. Themed effective management of support services during the pandemic, the role of health service administrators. This year's conference brought together about 360 health service administrators across the country. President of the Association of Health Service Administrators, Mr. Fred Ifayeboa, said the critical role the NHIS plays towards attaining universal health coverage in Ghana makes it imperative for the scheme to be sustained.
There is a need for a paradigm shift from the current over-dominance and bossy stance of the National Health Insurance Authority to a regime where an autonomous arbitration body will stand between the NHIA and providers. There's also urgent need to institute and make practical a reasonable and attractive rural incentive to ensure the distribution of health professionals across the country.
The Ashanti Regional Health Director, Dr. Emmanuel Tigran, called for the provision of support services by health service administrators to make clinical care responsive to the needs of the people, reduce morbidity and mortality rates, especially in this COVID period. The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar Boaji, called on Ghanaians to continue guarding against COVID-19.
Now, health workers have resumed work following a strike action for a number of weeks across the country, and we are going live to the Upper West region, while my colleague Salah Abdul Wahab has been going around the city of Wa to understand how the resumption of work has impacted on healthcare delivery in the region. Salah, if you can hear me, what has been the mood across hospitals that you've visited?
Thank you, Abdul. Well, I have visited the Upper West Regional Hospital, which was the center of the strike in the region last week. And you remember when I went there, some units, the physiotherapy, the nutrition units were not functioning well. People waited for the workers to attend to them until we went there and met with them and told them that they were on strike. But today the situation is different. We met some people at the physio department where the workers were attending to them. We also went to the nutrition unit. The workers were attending to women and their children. And we spoke with the medical director of the hospital, Dr. Robert Amisia, and he told us that the situation has come back to normal. People who were doing other work because of the strike are now doing what they are supposed to do, and those who were on strike too have reported, and so work is going on smoothly without challenges as it happened last week.
Salah, you've been interacting with some patients who have gone to the facility to access health care. What have they been telling you?
Indeed, I did interact with some of the patients, and they told me that when they came to the facility last week, even access to water to drink was a problem, because those who provide this water to both inpatients and outpatients were not there. And that alone for them is satisfactory. But what they are praying for is that government needs to come to an amicable settlement with the Health Services Workers Union so that they will not resort to strike anytime soon, because they want to continue enjoying health care without interruption.
Of course, similar appeals were made across the regions where the health care delivery was suspended as a result of the strike action. Thank you so much, Salah, for your time on this one. We'll be coming back to you for more in our subsequent bulletins. But today, in our special report, we look at an extra financial burden put on patients at government hospitals. A good number of government hospitals now charge patients 50 pesos for the use of washrooms.
The Kuku-Krowo Municipal Assembly Hospital is one of the public health facilities where a fee of 50 pesos is charged for the use of the urinal. Some patients compare the cost of seeking health care at government hospitals now to that of visiting a private hospital. The situation at the police hospital in Accra is not different. Some patients have certain challenges and use the urinal more frequently. These group of patients end up paying more.
We're not supposed to charge for urinal. Definitely, those people who take care of the urinal are being paid. So it's a government institution. I don't think even private institutions don't do that. Yes, so for that, that's the only thing I think I have a problem.
Daniel is not happy about the attitude of some nurses.
the 9 year period, be towards not the number channels and next.
Representatives of 9 African countries have been in Accra holding meetings and conferences to ensure that the issue of culture and unity among African countries is prioritized. Now the event is under the theme Culture and Business, Uniting Africa and Her Diaspora.
The conference had representatives from Ghana, South Africa and 7 other African countries. They have been meeting to promote African culture and heritage and also grant members the opportunity to explore, network, enhance commerce and entrepreneurship, and promote investment in Africa. The founder and chairman of the 6th Regional Global Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Melida Harris-Barrow, who is also the Universal Peace Ambassador for Panama, entreated Africans to unite in order to help develop the continent. She also admonished Africans to discard the mentality that they are impoverished, emphasizing that the African continent is rich in natural resources. The organizing director for AIDO Network Ghana, Reverend Dr. Nanaya Owusu-Prempeh, said the Western way of life is destroying the African culture. She underscored the need for parents to cultivate the habit of raising their children by communicating with them in their native languages. She said it will help the children grow to understand their identity and have adequate knowledge of their culture, which they could pass on to the next generation.
Basically, we're saying we have lost focus, but we are being empowered through this conference to be able to forge on and do better than we have ever been with the little we have.
The executive director of the AIDO Network Ghana, Reverend Dr. Abnatei, said the focus of the conference was on empowering individuals from all walks of life to understand who they are and where they originated from. This, she said, would help them appreciate and embrace their culture.
We may be different in how we dress, we may be different in how we talk, we may be different in how we sing and dance, but we are the same at heart. We love the same things.
The conference agreed it was time Africans stopped adopting identities and start referring to themselves as true Africans.
All right, a month to Christmas, and traders in Tema region are concerned that goods and services may increase as a result of the festivities ahead. Already, the country is facing issues of rising prices of goods and services as a result of supply chain disruptions due to the COVID-19 and also the rising freight charges across the world. Our correspondent in Tema, Michael Duonu, has joined us with more on this issue. Michael, if you can hear me, what have you been gathering?
I'll be talking with Sunny. Okay.
One of the markets there, gauging the thoughts of traders, consumers who have trooped there to pick the items, and also their expectation of prices of goods and services ahead of the Christmas season. Of course, one of the moments on the calendar where prices of goods and services go up as a result of the increase in demand. Michael, can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, Sunny?
Yes, Michael, go ahead.
Hello, Sunny?
Michael, if you can hear me, tell...
Yeah, I can hear you, Sunny, now, loud and clear. I'm live from Tema Community 1 market, and as you can see behind me, activities are ongoing. So the issue here is that in March 2021, the Ghana Port and Harbors Authority increased their prices in terms of shipping freight, and then the shipping lines also pass the same cost on to importers, and then the importers must pay for all these items, and it's really a trouble for all these importers, and they have been speaking with me how prices have been going up in the Tema market. And so freight forwarders have increased their charges, port authority have increased their charges, shipping lines have increased their charges, and all these charges must be borne by the importers. And some of them have been talking with us. I'll show you some of the shops where I have visited and some of the importers who've been visiting. So the shop owner want to tell us what the cost and incident is. Saying now tomatoes no say saying Yeah. So, Sunny, I'm taking you to another shop who has been telling me how prices have been. Okay, this is the shop who sells rice and oil and drink as well. Ma, good afternoon. Yeah. Of prices. What can you say, and what is the cost?
As the oil, no, the work, the work. You have one Ghana in your company. I work. I know more about the my own is the and I think so. So, when you talk, I will my move. I'm not Nanado. I don't know when they were companies at all. I don't know why go or many. So, I
That's my colleague there, Michael Diwanu, reporting from Tema, where traders have been decrying the rise in prices of goods and services as a result of the increase in freight charges across the world. Now, in process of the 2021 recruitment into the security services, many were disqualified due to their inability to meet the height requirement of 5 feet 8 inches for men and 5 feet 4 inches for women. Consultant Ben Arthur has criticized this requirement, calling it discrimination against some Ghanaians. On Talking Point on Sunday, the panelists said the time has come for leadership of the security services to focus on the capabilities of individuals so they do not leave out competent applicants because of their heights.
The Kowus, let's take the Ashantis, let's take the Dentress. There are many more other tribes who naturally have such structures. If you are a very typical, when I say a full-blooded in your, from your grandfather's lineage and the rest from your grandmother's lineage, if there is no any other tribe that has maybe infiltrated the blood, but it's purely denture, or it's purely Kowu, or it's purely Ashanti, and so forth. What it means is that you are not likely to end up there by height, let alone talk of the ladies. But our history tells us that some of these people have gone to war. They have even won battles here and there. So if we want to know who is capable of serving, the time has come for us to be very dynamic.
You don't need tall people to do the job entirely. There are ICT experts, like you said. Some people is communication. In fact, if you look at the recruitment criteria, you need tradesmen, you need professionals, you need people for general duties and all. And so a doctor who is a surgeon would be in the police hospital operating on patients. So if you don't get a tall doctor, then you are in for big trouble. You see, so you need to put context. And if you put context, you're going to get the right people. So height, you might put some kind, but it does not mean that you just make it across board and disqualify people.
Well, the Ghana Boys Brigade, a Christian youth organization, has on Sunday inducted Dr. Lawrence Tete as its national patron. The occasion was used to officially launch the 70th anniversary of the Boys Brigade at the Wesley Methodist Church in Accra.
Boys Brigade is a Christian organization with the objective of bringing up young boys in the ways of Christ and instilling in them Christian values such as obedience, reverence, and self-respect. It is made up of district, regional, and national chapters. The president of the Boys Brigade Ghana, Mr. Moses Fuamwini, noted that the organization's basic focus is to bring the boys to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ.
These modern times where abnormality has been turned into normality, I mean, it is so strange and so sad. So we need to strengthen the faith of these children in knowing that God created us men and women. Male and female created he them. In the Boys and the Girls Brigade, it's not just even about religion. We have the physical development, we have the emotional development, we got the psychological development, and of course the spiritual aspect as well. So all put together is what we are celebrating. And we want to grow the children to believe and have faith in themselves.
The new national patron of the Boys Brigade Ghana, Dr. Lawrence Tete, said the time for Ghanaians to raise the next generation to shape society is now.
The Bible says that for if the foundations are being destroyed, what can the righteous do? We want to help these little ones from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. By the time they grow to our age, there's so much discipline and the word of God they have in their life that regardless of how bad I want to be or how bad Moses wants to be or any of us want to be here, at least with the Christian upbringing we have, we are cautious of what we do. And that is why I think as a national patron, I have a responsibility. And I call it a collective responsibility. What is going on in Ghana now is a shame. It's a shame that we don't have certain people we expect to be leaders to rise up and to say no to homosexuals, no to lesbians, no to transgender. What are we doing to our nation? Intellectualism doesn't mean we should support evil. And it's a shame that those of us who had Christian upbringing, those of us who were privileged to be educated by this Christian community, some are forgetting about their humble beginnings and they are supporting things that will end up injuring our nation.
A number of activities have been lined up to celebrate the organization's 70th anniversary. These include memorial lectures, debates and quizzes, and a fundraiser for the establishment of an endowment fund. The anniversary will be climaxed in August 2022.
It's still News Hour live on GBC News. My name is Sani Abdurrahman. Once more, we go for a break. When we return, we tell you the very latest in the world of business. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, there is an opportunity for you to access funding, coaching, and publicity for free. Just prove that your idea is viable. When we return, Maurice Ogbete will be telling you how you can access this.
Good morning. It's a good morning, and we serve you breakfast. Not just any breakfast, sizzling helping.